How's it going, everybody? My name's Gold and I'm a top 500 player, and today I'm going to be going over a Pharah video on the new map Busan, which is a King of the Hill or a control map. And Pharah definitely has some advantages. She's very good on offense, but she's not very good on defense. So whenever it's a King of the Hill map, she's pretty good on, I think, every single King of the Hill map she works really well on. The only one she probably doesn't work on is Ruins. Pharah's biggest counter is Widowmaker, which is the reason why she's very bad on defense and on things like Ruins that are wide open, because Widowmaker really excels in those maps. So the first thing you want to do as Pharah at the beginning of every map is you want to go ahead and try to figure out and determine where the enemy team is going to come out of. So on Busan, this is generally in my experience, I've only played Busan a few times, but in my experience, people are going to come out through this door and fight on the top area the most. And if you have a Lucio like we do, and it's clear that they don't because they're still just right here at the entrance, and we're able to get here quicker and set up quicker, which is fantastic for me as Pharah, because now I know after seeing this Reinhardt, their whole team is going to be behind him, right? So all I need to do here is start shooting at the back line. As Pharah, you don't want to waste too much time with your rockets on the main tank. If you shoot too much at the main tank like a Reinhardt, you're not really going to do that much shield damage. I mean, it's decent, but because you're in the air and you have mobility, you can just get behind the Reinhardt or get to an angle where you can shoot the back line and completely bypass even shooting at the shield. So something you want to do as Pharah all the time is get at angles where you can shoot at the people behind the main tank shield and not worry about shooting into the shield to break it. It's one of the biggest strengths to Pharah is her mobility and being able to find good angles to work with. So here we're just going to go ahead and do a little bit of chip damage on the tunnel. Like I said, I got 13% ult charge, pretty good. And here I'm going to go to the left. I can see that the Reinhardt's kind of focused on this area, which is where my team is. So I'm going to move over to the left in the airspace. And I noticed that they have a Hanzo and a Pharah. And you want to watch out for a hit scan, right? You want to watch for your McCrees, your Widowmakers. Since they don't have any of those, I'm going to just move into position and be able to hit them all, and the shield's not going to be able to protect them at all. Which is what you should be trying to do as Pharah. So I'm going to wait for my tank to leap in there, and then I'm going to focus on the supports first. As you can see, I go for the Ana, and there's two options here. I hit the Brig earlier, and then of course we see the Reinhardt's really low HP. I'm going to go for this Brig. Brig has no way to deal with the Pharah. In your splash damage, you can hit her right behind her shield, or just hit her through it. And see, the backline has nothing they can do about that. And it's just such a clean, easy way to win a fight. If the Reinhardt is unable to block any of your rockets, and they're all just grouped up like that, then there's just nothing they can do. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get this Pharah. One thing that's kind of interesting to note, and I guess I'll get into, is Pharah versus Pharah battles are difficult. It's very difficult to land rockets onto each other. It takes 2 rockets to kill another Pharah, and there's different things that can change that situation. For example, if there's a Discord orb on the Pharah, then 1 rocket will instant kill them. And then you have things like Mercy damage boost and Mercy healing to take into consideration. And a lot of times, if you're missing your shots in a Pharah duel, then you want to just ignore her. If it's going on too long, then these are rockets that could be on the enemy team. So in some situations, it's probably better to just ignore the Pharah. In that situation, obviously I didn't want to ignore her because she was clearly right there and alone. So I'm going to go ahead and try to shoot above the shield. As you notice, I'm shooting my rockets, trying to get the people who are back here. I'm not trying to shoot the shield itself because that's not going to get me much value. There are characters like Junkrat who do that way better. If you want to shoot at shields all day, go play Junkrat. Don't bother with Pharah. So here I'm just going to keep trying to apply pressure because I'm really close to Barrage. And Barrage is definitely something I'm going to talk about. So in this instance, I have Barrage. So what I'm trying to do is, I want them to come in. Now that I have Barrage, I want them to be right here so that I can position myself above them somewhere and then barrage them all when they come through that door. And that's what you want to look for with barrages. If the team is focused in one area, your barrage is going to get the most value. Another thing that you need to worry about with barrage is you're probably going to die when you use it. So you want to make sure you always get at least 2 people. If you're only able to get 1 person with barrage, you need to make sure that you stay alive. If you get 2 people and die, then that's value. But if you only get 1 person and die, then that's just a trade, and that's not good for an ult. So here, I'm trying to get them to come in. And I see that the Reinhardt just charges through. So because that Reinhardt was gone, you'll notice the Reinhardt, he just charges on right past everybody. So now that I know this Reinhardt is gone, that means all that they have is a Zarya bubble to save some damage. Other than that, the Reinhardt shield is gone, and that's your biggest obstacle with the barrage, because the Reinhardt shield can block like all of that, or at least most of it, right? And the enemy team's gonna kill you before you can even get through the shield to the people in the back line. So I'm just gonna say, you know, forget the Reinhardt. I'm just gonna go in here, and I'm gonna get both of the supports and anybody else trying to move in. What was really great, by the way, I don't know if you saw that, but my D.Va defense matrix to me there. You'll see that right there, the D.Va defense matrix lines. Really good. If you are a D.Va, make sure to defense matrix your Pharah so she has a much better chance at staying alive through barrage, because it makes you very vulnerable. And here we're just going to push on them. They're very low. I'm going to try to boop them towards me. Using your E can be a great way to get yourself closer to an enemy, potential environmental kills, or you can try to push people out of position and separate them. So what I'm doing right here, I'm trying to build towards my next ult. Do chip damage, right? I'm trying to see which way they're going. I'm not really sure where they're going because this map is a little new, but I'm guessing they're going to one of the different doors. On this map, there's several different ways you can get to the main objective. I also haven't really figured this out, but apparently there's something about this map where these walls will start to pop up around the control point when you are trying to take it or something. I don't know, we'll get into that later. But anyways, when you see the enemy team go all grouped up together, it's really great for Pharah. You know, you have a decent amount of splash damage. Pharah rework, it's on the PTR still at the time of this video, so her AoE and splash damage is still pretty decent. It's not the best, but hitting those rockets when the enemy team's all grouped up like this gives a lot of value. So I'm going to just try to get behind the enemy here. I noticed that the Reinhardt's shielding. See, I think the walls are pretty interesting about this map, and it provides a lot of easy cover for an enemy team. I think it happens whenever they try to contest the point. So I'm going to try and position myself into the air around here or here, because my team is somewhere over here, as you can see. So I want to go somewhere. Basically, I just want to get behind the Reinhardt shield and be able to damage everybody and not worry about the shield blocking any of my attacks. So I'm going to go ahead and get closer. So one thing about Pharah is you can get closer to your enemies. It really helps you land your rockets, which just does way more damage. And it's especially good since the enemy team doesn't have any hit scan. If the enemy team doesn't have a McCree or a Widowmaker, you can get on the ground and just be right out of range of the like Brig and Reinhardt, so they can't hit you with their melee attacks. And then you can just sit there and hit them with the rockets. You'll be able to aim like way more efficiently that way. So here, getting closer, I'm able to just pick off the Ana and Soldier so easily. Honestly, Soldier's not even an issue for Pharah. The only thing that has enough damage to kill you, especially because, as you see, I have a Mercy right here, right? If you have Mercy, she's like your partner in crime as Pharah. She damages you, she heals you, she stays safe in the air, she keeps you safe in the air. Soldier 76 doesn't have the damage output to kill you. You're easily able to use your E to maneuver to a different area, and you also have that Mercy who's just pocketing you. See, look at that. The Soldier can't do anything. Compare that to a Widowmaker or McCree who has way more burst damage potential. This Soldier is very exposed out in the open, but here I have damage boosted rockets. Even though he gets healed by a Brig right here, and he has heal from his own biofield, he has healing. The damage boost rockets, it just, there's nothing this guy can do about that. Soldier doesn't have the damage output to kill a Pharah. Most of the time you'll be able to retreat with a good concussive blast and get out of range and then go get healed from one of your other healers. But if you have a Mercy with you, Mercy can just heal and damage boost you right through all of the Soldier damage that he's just going to have no effect. So here I'm just trying to do chip damage like always. I'm very close to another barrage and I'm going to just try to do the same thing. See, I'm just going to let them come in and then I should be able to get them with this. Unfortunately, that was actually my mistake right there. I thought they were going to push out more than they did, so I had a really bad barrage. It looked really good on paper, but I got a little bit... I guess I was trying to save my Lucio here. This barrage kind of just was delaying the inevitable, but one of the things that the barrage does do, it kind of buys time because they just use their big combo. right? What did we just see? They just used Grav and Dragon on one Lucio. So now their DPS ults are pretty much gone, and I just killed the soldier earlier, so I know that the soldier's gone. So even though we lost the Lucio, we have a pretty big like advantage right now, especially because it's 93%. So they have to be looking to touch the point like now, or else they're going to just lose the game. So that barrage was decent. I'm able to do a lot of chip damage as they come in, but here I need to escape. I need to use my E to get out of here, I think. That was a big mistake by me. I should have just left. I don't know why I stayed there. I was at 7 health. I'm at 7 health right here. Oh, I see why. I didn't want to use my E because I heard the visor. And because of the visor, if I was in the air, he would have gotten, I mean, he would have killed me right there. So not much I can do. I was out of position, and using my E wouldn't have kept me alive. So I tried to get around the corner because the soldier was there. Okay, so that's what I was trying to do. But the one thing to take away from this is that the enemy team is severely down ultimates. Like, if an enemy team has Zarya, Grav, and Dragon Strike Hanzo, that's like their win condition, and they just used it already. So it's very unlikely that any of us are going to have to worry about this for a while. So here I'm kind of just waiting for my team to move in. I'm going to go ahead and do damage to the Reinhardt. Use my boop to try and get in a better position. Focusing down the tanks is not something you always want to do, but it's also really easy to do, right? And here I'm just gonna, bam, give them old Saitama one punch. So one of the things to take away from this is Pharah's not the best against tanks. I mean, it depends which tank it is, because most tanks are unable to do anything about you. But one of the problems about focusing tanks as Pharah is that you really excel at going for the 200 health people, because your rocket does 120 damage on a direct. And that's more than half health on anybody who's a squishy, right? Because they only have 200 health. You basically just need to do 2 rockets and you can kill someone as long as you aim them pretty decently. So you can kill the tanks, but it's a lot more energy and work to try and expend those resources on them. But at the same time, depending on what tank it is, they won't be able to touch you. Diva's the only tank that you really have to worry about. She's the biggest threat to a Pharah. So I'm just going to use my E to get her out of position. And here I see the Brig is really low, which is really good. My team is able to just push and clean it up. So one of the big things about Pharah is you're going to be doing the big burst damage on people, and then your team is going to do the follow-up to try and clean the fight up. Make sure you use voice communication to tell your team what enemy is low health. Because as soon as you do that, then your team can go in and clean them up really easily. So here, I do really good work of this. He's really low. Don't be afraid to melee somebody as Pharah. Show them who's boss. So here, I'm going to start my way to point, because my team's got that under control, right? We just killed everybody, so I'm just going to make my way to this point here and take it. And that should be an easy win fight. If not, I would probably get up here and get my barrage ready, because I'm like really close to it. I'm going to watch this. This is a very interesting route that people can take. This is potentially a nice boop place that you can go to. It's kind of a dangerous route to take, I would say. I think most people in this map are going to take the other route. Okay. So this map, extremely wide and open. I think this is a pretty good map for Pharah, but also I would say this is a really good map for a McCree or a Widowmaker. I would still say Soldier isn't very good. So this is a really nice open map. There's a few different ways people can go. So I guess you can go this side, and then there's main, and then there's a right side. Right? Everybody usually takes, I think, the left side or the main. I don't see anybody ever go right on this map, so I think these are the best way to go is left or main. Usually just going straight to point is what you want to do if you're running like a death ball comp. So here, I'm just going to try to get above my enemy, try to scout them out, see what they have. And here, I see the Ana. This is something you want to do as Pharah. You want to go for the supports first. Supports have a really tough time dealing with you. So here, I'm just going to go in a little closer, which is exactly what you want to do. See, she's really low. So at this point, if you get someone really low like this, and it's an Ana, you want to be using your voice chat and communicating to your team, Ana, Ana, Ana. Just say the character name. Ana 1, Ana 1, Ana, and then you can dive her together. Or just finish her off. I mean, one more rocket would do it. But, okay. I'm going to escape a little bit here to this health pack. I think I actually need to turn around. Yeah, because I wasn't sure where the health pack was, because I'm just not sure about this map. See, my team got that Ana. My Diva was able to get that Ana, which was really good. So here I see the Reinhardt is really low. So whenever you see somebody low like this, especially a Reinhardt, I definitely think it's worth shooting at a Reinhardt. Unfortunately, the Zarya had a really good bubble right there. So here, I'm just going to get out of position because I'm at a low health here. If you're at low health and you're not getting healed as Pharah for whatever reason, it's fine to use your E to reposition to stop incoming damage, because as soon as you use your E to reposition, the team probably won't push you, especially as Zarya, Ryan, and Brig that are on the point. They're not going to be able to chase a Pharah. They don't want to spend energy doing that. It's not going to get anything out of it. The only person capable of hitting you would be Zarya, and even then, you have to go into her kill zone. So just retreat to a new position with your E every time that you can, and then start firing rockets at him. So I hit her bubble, which is probably something I didn't want to do there, but at the same time, we have the point, and we won the fight, so it's okay. Reaper is a very easy target for you. There's nothing that a Reaper can do. Reaper and Brig are just, like, the enemy team in this instance has no way to deal with you except for, like, an Ana. The Ana can shoot you. So here, this, I think, is a mistake here. I think I could have barraged right there. I think I should have barraged to kill that Brig. I was extremely low. That was definitely all around a really big mistake. So here they got the point back. Oh, that's really unfortunate. I guess I didn't know where that high noon was. Yeah, I didn't know where that high noon was, so I made a really big mistake right there. As you can see, I tell to regroup. It was a really bad spelling. Almost like I'm Arteezy or something. Anyways, so I'm going to try to check out this right flank. This is actually my first time going over here on this map. Doesn't really seem like it's that worth it. And it's so wide. This part of Busan, it's so big and wide open. I mean, just look at all this open space. You can tell if somebody's trying to flank really easily. And there's like almost no way to retreat. If you get caught right here, like, there's just so much open space. It seems so easy to chase somebody here. So yeah, going for this Reaper. This poor Reaper has nothing he can do. So here, I'm going to be going behind the enemy for sure, looking for a barrage here. In this instance, I don't even need to use a barrage, so I could save it for somebody else. I go ahead and use it on the... I got them really low. Okay, so I messed up there. Let's talk about what I did wrong. First off, I got the McCree. That was good. My barrage. This is something you have to worry about barrage. If you use it too far away, like in this instance, it's pretty far away from everybody. I'm not able to hit anybody. I tried to like solo ult the Zarya, which would have been okay, but I didn't kill her. She looked like 1 HP. So that's unlucky. And then my team is dealing with like all this and, you know, it's not working out for him. So overall, I rate this barrage like a 0 out of 10. It's really bad. I mean, if my team was able to follow it up, the Zarya is like 1 HP somewhere over here, and this guy's 1 HP, but I mean, all around, that was terrible. And then that concussive blast at the end was like full-on panic mode, right? Really bad concussive blast, but we all make mistakes. The purpose of getting better, the whole idea of getting better, is just minimizing the amount of mistakes that you make. So take every loss and take every mistake you make as a lesson that you can learn from. What did I do wrong there? I wasn't close enough to the enemy. Make sure you barrage to an enemy a little bit closer. Not like melee range to him, obviously, but if you get like just a little bit closer, you'll be able to kill them quickly, and that's what you want to do. So here I'm going to get really close because it's 99% overtime, and I see this McCree is over here, and he's not able to hit shots. If you see McCree who's not able to hit shots, you should probably pressure him more. Just get rid of him. So here he doesn't even know of my existence. He was able to flashbang me though, but I'm able to get the splash damage off on him. This seems like a really interesting point for Pharah because of this high ground up here that you can play around, and you have this open center. This is actually a really interesting like playground for Pharah. So here I'm going to try to chase this guy. He's like 1 HP. Oh man, he's still alive. That's really unlucky. Did he get healed from Ana? He got healed somehow there. Is my team going to be able to clean this up? They got 2 kills. I got the Reaper down to 1 HP and they were able to finish him off, so it was really good beat by my team here. We might be able to regroup actually and do that. Really good work. The only thing I really did in that fight was I killed the McCree. To be fair, McCree is kind of your counter. So if you see a McCree, I think you have a much better chance at killing him than you would try to kill a Widow. If there's a Widowmaker and she's just constantly fragging you and shooting your face off, then you might just want to switch off Pharah entirely, probably. So here, I see that they're all grouped up. I'm going to try to get like really close here. Try to land my shots easier. Going for this Ana as always. As you can see, I'm trying to like push them off the edge. I get the Ana out of position. Another thing about your E, if you can't get the environmental kills, just separating them from the team. Like if I use the E on the Ana, I might have missed the environmental kill, which is clearly what I was going for. But I was able to separate her from being able to hit her targets with her LOS for doing that too. You can also just use it to mess up the Ana's aim or do the same thing on like a hit scan player. You can just mess up their aim. So here I'm going to go for a barrage. All around, it wasn't the best barrage, but I got 2 people for it. So if you get 2 people with your barrage, that's value. I don't think it was too terrible. It definitely wasn't that good, but we do have a Mercy, and the Mercy was able to res me, so ultimately the barrage was pretty good. Because effectively, we wasted cooldowns, but we didn't waste any of our lives. So here I'm going to go ahead and use the barrage because I know that they're both grouped up, him and Zarya. So I want to just quickly clean them up. The Zarya just had a little too much damage on me, and I just missed out on maybe some of my barrage rockets, which is really unfortunate. But all around, getting 2 for a barrage can be really good. Ideally, you want to get more, but you can't always get those giant, 4, 5, 6K play of the games. So you want to go for the ones that just give you the most value, the most bang for your buck. And getting 2 for 1 is usually pretty good. And if you have a Mercy who can res you, I mean, that's amazing. So here, I'm just focusing the Ana, as you can see, pressuring the Ana, because they have an Ana and Brig healer comp, and that's really rough heals, because Ana can only get healed by either a Brig wasting her big cooldown on her, or by her using her heal grenade on herself, which she doesn't want to do. She wants to save the grenade for the tanks, or for anti-purposes, right? If she has to use that grenade on herself, that's very low value. So if I can use that, that's huge. So here I'm going to try and do damage on this Brig as she tries to regroup to her team, because Brig can't do anything. Trying to not give Zarya energy. That's one of the big things as Pharah. Just try to not give her the Zarya more damage, more ult charge. So here I'm going to get closer. If you see someone low, don't be hesitating to get closer to them. And you can also zone them. Using your rockets to zone people is so much value too. So here I know this McCree's over here, and I know he's alone. So I'm just kind of hopping around, and there's just nothing he can do. All around, it was a pretty good game of Pharah. I made some pretty big mistakes, but I also think I did some pretty good things. In summary, when using Pharah, be very aware of what your team comp is and if they're able to heal you or not. If your main healer is a Moira, she will not be able to reach you while you are in the sky. See if your team could go to a Mercy or a Zenyatta who can leave an orb on you. Stick to playing Pharah on maps where she works best on, such as Control and King of the Hill maps. On offense, on defense, you might want to think twice about it because it's very easy for the enemy team to go Widowmaker and start shooting you in the face. If you are getting hit by Widowmaker a lot, I suggest just swapping. It's not very beneficial to stay on a Pharah when you're getting countered. When it comes to your barrages, make sure to just try and get value out of them. Don't go for giant play of the games or saving your barrage unless you have a Zarya with Graviton. Then in that case, yeah, absolutely save the barrage. But other than that, just try to get 2 kills out of the barrage at minimum, or go for 1 if you can make sure that you're going to live through your barrage. As you use your rockets, go for supports first and ignore the tanks, save them till later, unless they're extremely low and you can finish them off easily. If you do tons of damage on somebody and you just can't finish them off, but you know that they're low health, call it out. Let your team finish people off who get to 1 HP, and then you can start focusing on just doing massive direct hit burst damage to other people. Anyways, that's it for this Pharah game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. I'll see you guys next time.